Cool. Cool. What's up, people? Shit. Oh, man. I'm pumped. I'm amped. It's lit. Let's freaking get it. That shit is so loud. Cool. All right. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Awesome. All right. Cool. Let's do TikTok. And let's do Instagram. Amazing. Cool. I love it. I love it. Cool. Let's do it. And there it is. We're live. We are live. Let's get it. All right, cool. Super freaking excited for today's episode. It's a little crazy with this guy's over there. Shit. What's up? Nasser, what's popping? What up, big dog? Lil Jax, what's good? The Majestic King, he says. All right, so this is gonna be. I'm trying a little bit. Yeah, you know it's the Mullet King. Come on, son. Ronza, what is good? Am I saying your name right? I hope so. Ronza Lynn. But today's gonna be lit. I'm gonna be. You guys know the drill. You guys know what it is. Okay, we're recording the podcast. We're screaming into the microphone. We're live here on 5 different platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. What is up? Hope you're having the best day of your entire lives. Then we got some more mother truckers over here on TikTok, and then a few more over on Instagram. Got the rave music. Might have to take cracked pre. This fucking guy. Yeah, we're out here. We're about to record this podcast. I like to get in the mood. That's why I like the EDM. You know what I mean? And then also, I don't know if you guys could see that. Actually, no, you can't see it. But I have the camera on the tripod over there. So, and then I'm mic'd up over here. So I'm simultaneously, for my content creators, doing a lot of things at once. Bunch of platforms, podcasts, and then also recording that into some content. That's why I got this freaking mic right here. How you doing? All right, cool. All right, let's get right into today's episode because your boy is starving. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, and 1. What's up, mother truckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your favorite motherfucking coach, Coach Sal. Let's get it. In today's episode, we're talking about motivation, relying on your emotions, all that shit, man. I think the concepts that we're going to be talking about in today's episode are really extremely beneficial. And I think if you just take one piece of actionable information from this podcast and implement that into your life, it's going to make that subtle tweak for you. You start to see some change, have a good time. Like, truthfully, that's what it's about. It's about making massive shifts in your existence every single week. And honestly, I do believe that's possible. So I think breaking this down in this episode is really going to allow you to see a lot of change. Now, for me, once I understood this concept, I really feel like things started to take off for me. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I think for majority of my life, for people who have known me, but for those who haven't, I'm going to rewind really quick. Now, I think earlier when I was growing up, let me know if you guys resonate with this. Like, for majority of my days, like I felt like I was that person that was constantly relying on my emotions, motivation to carry me through the things that I was doing. I think we're all victim to that at some point in our lives. Like, we say things, well, I don't really feel like doing it today, so I'm not going to do it, right? I'll just put it off. I'll do it next week, Monday. Like, I'm still actively working through that. But letting go of relying on the motivation and all the other emotions is really going to help you level up. And we're going to break that down in today's episode, because all those things that you say next week, tomorrow, you're creating those habits and patterns within yourself, which obviously aren't conducive to making change and progressing towards your goals, right? So that's what we're focused on here. And now, to be fully transparent with you guys, I really wasn't planning on talking about this, but I think this one thing may be a little bit uncomfortable to talk about, but in reality, if you could truthfully get clear on why you're doing the things that you're doing, I think that's going to serve you tremendously. It's also something I wanted to cover in this episode as well. Now, if you're a client of mine who is in my program, you know that we talk a lot about that how you can't rely on your emotions, that solely relying on those things is not going to carry you. Like, I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm not really motivated. How do I find more motivation? Finding more motivation isn't the root cause, because that comes and goes, right? So if you only showed up for yourself when you felt like it, of course, you're not going to be able to see the traction that you want. Like, logically, that just makes sense. So I think it's more so asking the question of, like, why are you here, right? What do you want to achieve?
Continuously asking yourself those questions. What do I want for myself? What does that look like? And then finding those answers, and that will carry you forward. That will keep you in a groove. That will keep you seeing momentum. Because that's the thing. If we're always relying on our emotions with motivation, well, it's fleeting. It comes and goes. We can't rely on that, right? So it's about digging deep into what it is that you truly want and then asking yourself those questions. And that's really what I wanted to hammer home with this episode, right? Is like, if we're relying on motivation and those emotions to carry you forward, then you will fail. You will. And that's the sad reality of the situation. And honestly, like, it dawns on me too. Like, I want you to know, like, that I'm right there actively working on it as well. Right. But I think if we're able to work on the skill sets of discipline, patience, right, and doing all the things that you don't want to fucking do over and over again, that is where success lies. That is the path of creating real change for yourself. Right. And like, I'm speaking from personal experience. Like, that was not something that I did for majority of my life. You know, like, working on that has been something that is a day in, day out type of grind, you know, because it is. But I think that right there is how you could fucking change. For me, like, personally, that's how I completely like turned around my existence and my mindset and my habits. Like, it's not something that happens overnight. It's incremental steps, like we always talk about on this podcast. But I think truthfully, once you could get clear on why you want the things that you want, right, and then break that down and truthfully understand what that is, that's going to carry you far, right? Like, of course, like, I have my off days and my bad days, like we all do, right? Like, we're human. But the thing is that once you understand that there's other people who are counting on you, it becomes easier to show up. Like, you don't have a choice to slack. Like, I know for me, like, I have team members and clients and like these people who are relying on me to show up. So like, how do I just call out because I don't feel like it? Like, would you ever do that at a regular 9-to-5 job? Of course not. So why are we doing that with our goals, right? Clip that. That was fucking good. That was right off the dome, baby. That was right off the dome. Wow. That was a good one, right? Like, think about that for a second. Let that sink in. You wouldn't even think twice about calling out on your 9-to-5 job. But the minute it comes to prioritizing your health, your mindset, investing in that, right? Taking the time for that, hiring a coach, reading a book, signing up for a course, whatever. All of a sudden, when it comes time for that, we're too busy. We don't have the time, right? We don't have the money, over and over again. And that's why I'm saying, like, we cannot rely on motivation here. You just can't. You can't rely on your emotions, because that will fail you. So that's why I'm really trying to hammer home with this episode, is to dig deep into your why. I think there's too many people who are convinced of, hey, I just want to lose a couple pounds. Like, yeah, that's fucking cool. But like, actually digging into the pain of what's going on inside of you, and then truthfully finding out selfishly, like, what you want for yourself, I think that is going to serve you tremendously, especially long term, right? Because yeah, maybe you drop 10, 15 pounds in a couple months, but like, you get to that goal, and then what? Like, it never fucking ends, right? So I think for me, like, shifting that perspective has helped me see a lot of success in my life, whether that's fitness, business, relationships, doesn't matter. But I think once I got clear on why I'm doing this, to retire my parents, impact thousands of people, right, and live a life of abundance and freedom, like, that's what I want for myself. So like, when you truthfully let go of the fact that it's not about you, and you could get to a place of like, this is for other people in your life as well. Like, obviously, I want things for myself, but also I'm thinking about the other people and the impact that it's going to have on them, which propels me forward every single day. So I'm not relying on feeling motivated in the moment, right? I'm showing up regardless of how I feel, because that's my responsibility to my team, right? That's what I'm supposed to do every single day. Shifting your perspective on that. People are counting on you. It's no different. Like, I think that shit is crazy when you actually think about it. But I see so many people show up in all aspects of their lives, but when it's time for you, we suddenly don't have the time. We're too busy. You have that excuse. So, guys, to recap this episode really fast, if you want to see massive change in your fitness, business, relationships, doesn't fucking matter. We always talk about this on this podcast in all aspects of life. Then we need to stop relying on your motivation. Jeez, I completely botched that. We need to stop relying on your emotions, stop relying on motivation, and dig deep into why and how you're going to achieve the things that you want. It's a simple process of just reverse engineering like what you are looking to do. If it's losing a couple pounds, if it's fitting better into your clothes, if it's starting a business, it doesn't matter what it is. What I'm trying to say is like digging deep into why you want that and figuring out how to do it by asking questions. Like, honestly, I'll leave you guys with this. Like, one of the biggest things that has really served me and allowed me to see success is surrendering to the process and hiring coaches and mentors, honestly, because when you learn from someone who's ahead of you, then you're able to really go much faster. So I think ditching your ego is fucking huge. Like, just accepting that you don't know it all and just discipline, having pure like discipline and grit to show up on all the days that you don't feel like it. Like right fucking now in this moment as I record this podcast, I feel like shit. I'm tired, but I got up at 5:30 this morning and I did my training session and I did all the things I was supposed to do because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's doing all the fucking things that you don't want to over and over and over again and staying patient with that, trusting the process and continuously showing up and putting the fucking reps in. And it's like, last point here. Yes, I always talk about fitness, nutrition, mindset, but ultimately these principles that I always focus on with my page is more so ultimately the person that you're becoming in the life that you're creating. Like for me, I think that's what's really fucking powerful here. Like, yes, of course, we want to drop a couple pounds, build some muscle. That's amazing, but it's ultimately the life that you're creating and the legacy that you're leaving behind. Sit in that for a moment. And that's what I'll leave you with today. So take something from this episode and go and do something with it. You're capable. This is possible. I believe in you. Everything you want is just one decision away. One decision away from making that shift for yourself and getting everything you ever fucking wanted. So take the leap. You got this shit. Have the best day of your entire life. Peace, love, protein. Woo! Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the background's in your mouth. Is done. That's it. That's all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have the best freaking day ever. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to go get some food, hop on this call, and that's that. Peace. Boom, 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 boom.